So last weekend, I was invited to a Viking birthday party, and I didn't have a costume to wear. So my mom made a costume. It was made out of my dad's old shirt and some string, as you can clearly see, and my mom's old belt, and scars from the dollar store, and a craft foam helmet that my little brother wanted too. So we will be reviewing on how to make this today. The supplies you will need are 3 sheets of 18 by 12 inches of crafting foam. If you cut it right, this will be enough for 2 helmets. And you also need stencils found in the link below. You need cutting tools, a hot glue gun, regular hot glue, and glitter hot glue. You will need to cut 2 14-inch strips and 2 12-inch strips, each 2 inches wide. Next, you need to trace 4 horns and cut them out. Okay, first, we're going to need to find the circumference of my little brother's head. So you measure it around here. And then once you found the circumference of that, you do it from the back to front of his head. Take your 12-inch strips and size them to the circumference you measured. Since my little brother's head is 22 inches, I will overlap each side by 1 inch. Next, trim one of your 14-inch strips to match your back to front head measurement. Next, find the center of each of your strips and mark 1 inch out in both directions. Then cross your pieces using the lines you marked to center them and glue them together. Take the band and the cross piece and fold the band in half with the glued edges on the ends. Then glue one of the trimmed sides of the cross to the center of the band. Repeat on the other side. Okay, so at this point, you're going to want to measure the size of the helmet. So, you need to put it on the person's head, like this. And I think we should cut this a ½ inch each. Then glue it down. Make sure the stencil is large enough to cover up the holes with overlap. Then trace and cut out 4 pieces. On the front to back cross piece, glue only one side of the triangle piece
to the hat. Repeat with the other 3 pieces. Now shape the pieces into place. Next, go through and glue each triangle to the side-to-side crosspiece. Then glue the final side to the rim of the hat. Then touch up any gaps. Now it's time to make the horns. Take 2 of the horn pieces and match them up to opposite ends. Glue them together, but only 1 inch at a time. Then hold them together on a non-stick surface until the glue is mostly dry. Repeat until you get to the top. Next, begin on the other side. This is going to be a bit trickier because you can't hold it onto a surface. Make sure this first section is held together until the glue is completely dry. Continue 1 inch at a time until you get to the top. The tip may be a bit tricky, but do the best you can. Now attach the horns to the hat. Line them up to see where you want them. Add glue to the rim of the horn. Firmly hold in place until the glue is completely dry. Repeat on the other side. Now we're going to use glitter hot glue to make rivets. Take your time and let them dry, or else they'll run. Enjoy your helmet, and if you like this video, then subscribe to our channel.